Good evening, one and all, and welcome back to GNT Sports Talk. This week is episode 135. Got some NFL to talk about when it comes to some of the moves or some of the things that actually happened when it comes to free agency. And then we definitely have to talk about this NBA playoff run that's going on right now. So let's get into it. GNT Sports Talk, episode 135. Let's go. Yeah. Everyone, one and all on IG, everyone that's on YouTube, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Once again, this is Larry, Captain speaking, and I am on the ones and twos with my boys. Tom, the promoter, say hi to the people.
Yizzo. What's going on, GNT Sports Talk World, man? Like he said, episode 135, man. Got a lot to unwrap and get into, man. Pause, but let's get it.
Bird Gang in the building.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, listen, let's get right into it.
Drunk Monk is already aboard the Instagram train already. Good to see you, Drunk Monk, and everyone else that's just starting to flood themselves in. Go ahead and welcome aboard the train. Because this thing is going to be definitely moving right now. Gentlemen, it's good to see y'all guys' faces. Look, with our heavy and crazy schedules, I'm talking about all three of us. No, it's good that we're able to at least get together on our Wednesday nights, as long as I'm not doing something stupid and stop us from actually going.
We ain't doing something stupid. We ain't doing nothing stupid. Ain't nobody doing nothing stupid over there. It's definitely productive, I'm sure. Unless it is stupid, I don't know. Please share.
No. Yeah, we got to share. No, I was at work, but it worked out because we wanted to be live and direct when it came to the NFL schedule and everything. But it's good to have all my guys back aboard. Bird Gang, good to see you back, bro.
Yo, what's going on, man? Everything good? Let's go.
All right, so I have a major question for the panel, for y'all. And then I'm just going to let y'all just go ahead and just take over, because this is like NBA is like, yo, I'm sorry, Tom. What?
My bad, Cap. I should have probably, alluded to I wanted to do this prior to us, talking.
We did before the show, right?
We did. My bad. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
No, I mean, I just want to take this time out, man, to just take a couple times to give a shout out for some birthdays, man. Last week, my daughter, celebrated her 16th birthday. Man, my daughter Makai, she turned 16. We didn't do a show obviously on last Wednesday. We did it Thursday. I forgot to give her a shout out, last Thursday. But I love you, baby. We hung out. My daughter Makai turned 16 last Wednesday, May 13th. But I want to give another birthday shout out to Mr. Jamar, man. Loyal watchers, man. So shout out to you, Jamar. Happy birthday to you, good brother.
He's on right now too, Tom.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Happy birthday, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoy your day, man. Happy born day. And to our guy, man, and none other one of my, closest friends, man, Mr. James, man. Happy birthday to my guy James. Today is his actual birthday. So, shouts out James. I was with him this past weekend. They had a little surprise party. Let me share this story. So listen, right?
Is this an after-hour story or is it?
No, I'm gonna try to shorten it up. That's why I'm sorry. I should have told you. I said I want to do this before the show. But
are we allowed to have this conversation right now? We are talking about James.
It'll be a long short. But so we had a surprise. Like I said, had a surprise party on Saturday at his mom's house. Now, the invitation that was sent out said that the party started at 6. Now, I know it didn't probably mean that the actual surprise was at 6 o'clock, but You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they want to get people there early, you know what I'm saying, enough to, will them and make sure everybody's there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's there to surprise them. So, you know what I mean? I had some things going on, you know what I'm saying, on Saturday. So I didn't make it to the party exactly at 6 o'clock. I got there roughly about 8 o'clock. And that's 2 hours into when this event was scheduled to start, right? So when I pulled on the block, James is walking across the street, like with his girlfriend, right? Walking across the street, and mind you, I'm thinking the party starts 2 hours prior. So I beat at him. He turned around. I'm like, yo, happy birthday, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking that like that already happened. The surprise already happened. So he looking at me like, what is Tone doing? So his girl like snatches him. She grabs his hand, like snatching, like, come on. And then as soon as I kind of pull off, all I hear is surprise.
Damn, so you done crashed the party.
Yo, I'm like, no way, yo. I said, no way that it's been 2 hours and he just getting here. I'm like, yo, I thought he was here already, right? So then they like, when he heard the surprise, I'm like, oh man, you know. So we ride down. So Lex was like, yo, I don't think you was supposed to say anything to him. And I'm like, yo, I did not know that, like, you know what I mean? He don't know already. So, but on top of that, he was greeted by another, person who was told to come to the party. One of his other best friends that he went to college with. They actually kind of like parked near each other and got out the car at the same time. So it was like, he was like, what the hell Mike doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
See you.
But he seen him prior to seeing me. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the only good part about my story. But yeah, man, that was crazy. When I said what's up to him, then I'm talking about 5 seconds after. Surprise! I was like, oh my God, this dude just getting here. What is going on? But happy birthday, man. Nonetheless, man, we had a good time out there, man. You know, I saw his family, friends, man. We all, you know what I'm saying, brought that surprise in, man. He gave a speech, said he was surprised, he enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my story this weekend, yo. Crazy.
You know, daggone well, James is always late to everything.
Yeah, you know, he's oblivious. Yeah, he's oblivious to a lot of things. Yeah, it'd be right in his face, and he'd be like, yeah, he definitely knows what's up. Yeah,
that guy. But you know,
we know some stories about that guy.
Yes, we do. But here's one story about one guy that always seems to be just eluding everybody, at least all the major, people that's out there in the media. We need to talk about this guy right now, man. I think I picked the right guy with the right, the right picture that's making the right face at the time, right? That guy right there, Mr. James Harden. It's time we talk about how he vanishes. Like, I'm so happy, and I was upset at first when he was unhappy about being in Philadelphia, but I'm so happy that he's not an actual Philadelphian. Actually with this Philadelphia team, even though like our head guy collapsed and didn't show up, but he definitely disappears. And then on top of that, New York showed how much of a liability he is, because they flat out attacked them when they was down by like 14 points. They just said, all right, we just going to go and attack James Harden. So, Tone, you being that structured basketball player, Bird Gang, you being the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to the sport of basketball and your knowledge, I want to go ahead and put the ball literally in your corner and tell me what y'all really think about James Harden right now and just his performance, especially late in the playoffs. I'll start off with you, Tone.
Well, we all know that, James Harden wasn't a guru in defense, first off, So, and then with him being obviously a lot older now, I'm saying, in the league, the league right now is all about matchups, man. You can guard, you defend. It's like you go for the pick and roll for the big guy to come out. You know what I mean? Get the matchup that you want, so you can take advantage of it. And New York was smart, and that's what they did. You know what I mean? During their comeback, they just exposed James Harden. He's not going to stop anybody. He's not going to keep anybody in front of him. You know what I mean? So whatever offense that's going to come, even if they step up, you know what I mean? Jalen Brunson is kick it out. They shoot this guy hot. They caught a rhythm. They had the crowd behind them. And big time collapse, man. Big time collapse. About the Cleveland Cavaliers, yo. And I don't want to put all the blame on James Harden because, the rest of the team had to play too and step up. Donovan Mitchell can't do, everything by himself. The coach had a lot to do with that, man. Didn't know how to stop the momentum. He just let these guys keep playing. Like you gotta, you know what I mean? Call a timeout, break some of that momentum, man. You know what I'm saying? You got these guys, making a run. You want to roll. You want to take game one. You know what I'm saying? Definitely if you can. You know what I mean? They had control of that game for three quarters. You know what I mean? And what, like the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, then it just meltdown happened. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to attack the weakest link. It just happened to be, this guy James Harden, man. And for his career, he's always been coming up short. You know what I mean? When they beat him, like he actually had a bad game 7. You know what I mean? But it was overshadowed because Detroit laid an egg. So nothing's changed with this guy, man. He had a run where he was with Houston. He's one of the most unguardable players in the history of the league during those eras, man. Obviously what he has is like the second most 50-point games or third most. Like he was a bucket, and he was playing back in his heyday. That step back was just unguardable in a sense. And like I said, he's older now, man. He's older, so the weakest link is going to get attacked, and he is that. You know what I mean? In that lineup that Cleveland puts out there, obviously that's going to close the game for them. And no, the series not over. There's still 6 more games that's left to be played. Obviously, in the first of 4 wins. But that first game, man, and I just think that the way they lost that game, I just think it probably took everything out of Cleveland to will up anything to beat, that New York Knicks team. And, you know what I mean? Jalen Pitbull Brunson is hooping right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He's like 3rd, I think they said in NBA history in like game 1 points per game average. You know what I mean? Like average like 32 plus in a game 1 of a series, and they had him on lock up into the 4th quarter, and you know what I mean? Overtime, they had him on lock, but he went into pitbull mode and just attack, man. Knicks right now they hooping. You know what I mean? Like I said, that collapse by Cleveland was a mug, man. I think that took the series away from them, to be honest with you.
Crazy. Bird game, what you got, bro?
Hey, listen, we talked about it once the trade went down, when Harden went to the Cavaliers and, they gave up Garland. And we mentioned it here. We talked about it with our experience and seeing him play firsthand here on the 76ers, just coming up short far as, from a scoring standpoint, and the defensive liability is no surprise to us. And it's just crazy. Like you talk about the regular season, like these guys are able to score. But when it comes down to the playoff basketball, it's totally different. Everyone's drawing up defensive schemes to lock certain people down, traditional scores, and then also, identifying weaknesses on the opposing team and attacking those just like they did on Harden. But I mean, in addition to not being able to play defense, I mean, earlier in the playoffs, he had a turnover issue as well. And, he's just not able to score. Like, this is traditionally a 3-point shooter, good at shooting threes. He had 1 3-pointer on game 1. I mean, it's just struggles after struggles that constantly around this guy in the playoffs. So I'm not surprised.
All right, so quick question. I already know the answer, but just quick question, just so we can just continue the conversation.
Yo, why you got him in my block though? You can take him off the screen. Like I know we got the same beard and all, but
is that better?
There you go.
There you go. No problem. There it is. My bad. I'm sorry. So Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
He has the numbers, man. he has the numbers. He's just not a winner. That's it. Like it's a lot of Hall of Fame.
I mean, you can't. All right, okay. All jokes aside and all seriousness aside, like you can't say he hasn't been a very good player that you've seen come up in this era, right? Like if 20 years from now somebody say, yo, James Harden, you'd be like, yo. I mean, you ain't gonna talk about his defense. I think you're gonna be like, yo, yeah, Bull was, yeah, he was like that. Because James Harden was on the tear for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in Houston, he was that Bull. You know what I mean? But like Joel just said, he just wasn't.
Yeah, I just think the later part of his career, and I hate to like bring the work ethic part, but he just doesn't strike me someone that's in the gym all the time, trying to like get better, focus on longevity career as far as like putting in the work, mainly for the end of the season. Like, you know what I mean? These guys get prepared obviously during the offseason to get ready for the season, but I mean, the playoffs is different, man. Like we all talk about it. The roster goes from, it shrinks down to some of these guys playing 7, 8 guys only getting time. Unless it's a blowout, then they'll throw in a few guys in there. But I mean, that's the difference, man. Like you really got to work on your craft constantly and work on those things that you aren't good at or that you can improve on. And he just doesn't strike me as someone that focuses on those things. And shout out to Ty.
Good to see you, Ty. And you're going to answer this question too. Just in case, if you caught on a little late, James Harden, is he a Hall of Famer? That's just my question. Is he a Hall of Famer? And yes, I would say that he's a Hall of Famer, just like y'all guys. And I think he's an undeniable Hall of Famer. He may be one of the worst Hall of Famers that we're going to have, man. I mean, when I think of the Hall of Fame, I think of obviously the greatest players that ever played. You know what I mean? Clutch. That clutch gene is there. They show up when necessary. Maybe some of the greats that have not won, they ran it to like a brick wall, aka Jordan, for them not to get a ring. But most of the Hall of Famers that did not get a ring, especially in that era that I just got finished referring to, those guys, I said they ran to a brick wall, but they never shrunk under like adversity. Look at the Charles Barkley's, the Patrick Ewings. It's not like they shrank, in those big time moments. They just ran to a brick wall.
Shit, our guy, AI, what we Chuck.
Facts. She said it. She can't stand James Harden, but he's a Hall of Famer. He's in the Hall of Fame for choking.
Yeah.
He's definitely a Hall of Fame for choking. But it's I'm saying, like, all right, I know he's a Hall of Famer, but is he going to be considered one of the greats of his time? And
like I said, he's going to be statistically and what he did for the game, like him and stuff, like them step backs and far threes. He had a staple in the league, you know what I'm saying, for something. And like I said, he used to score the basketball, man. Like I said, man, he wasn't a highlight, Sports Center highlight. He wasn't on, you know what I mean? Like he definitely made it. It's crazy that him and like KD and Russ couldn't make it work in OKC, because I think they could have been like an original like big three that really formed in OKC. Not wasn't even traded and all that old cool stuff. They could have been something, man. If KD ain't think that they no, he left before that, but but still, man. Yeah, man, boy. Like Ty said, T-Mac in there, you know what I mean? And Harden probably had way more better statistical seasons than T-Mac. So T-Mac ain't never taken the flight to the finals.
No.
You know what I mean? Like carried the squad to the finals. So,
but As Ty said, yeah, he choked in the finals.
Sick man. He was a sick man.
Yeah, it's 6-man, but it's okay. So you're obviously his game translated very well when it comes to the players of the day, because a lot of things that, I mean, heck, look at Maxey. Would Maxey be the player that he was if he didn't play with James Harden for those, for that year or so? You know what I mean? Like a lot of his game, especially his step back game, is James. You can see his influence. So I mean, his game definitely, changed how the game is, especially for the future, and hopefully for the better. But I don't know. It's going to be crazy of exactly, like when he gets in and like our vibe and how we want to feel when he's officially in. But speaking of someone that's on that same type of trajectory, that man right there. And Joe, I don't mean to cover you up. I'll go ahead and make sure you're back on the screen again. But that man right there, Mr. Victor, let's just say Wemby, Defensive Player of the Year this year, deserved every bit of that accolade. Like, my man was an absolute beast and an absolute monster this year when it comes to the amount of blocks and stuff that man had this year. So he deserved every bit of it. And on top of all that, he's not just Defensive Player of the Year and then absolutely horrible on the offensive side like the other guy that was the Defensive Player of the Year, a.k.a., I'm talking about the bum, Mr. Ruby. I can't stand him. So anyway, what do y'all guys think about the current Defensive Player of the Year and how he's actually performing in the playoffs right now? Joel, you go first.
I mean, man, I was watching game one and I was like, they went out to they ran out on I believe it was an 8-10-0 run, and they looked very comfortable in the beginning. They're going to 2 overtimes, but the team's hungry, man. They put up a fight and stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's some history there with him and Chet. So that was a motivating factor. And then seeing him, seeing SGA get the MVP award before the game, and he was like in the top 3. So I know that was also a motivating factor. But I mean, the Spurs, they win tonight, man. It's going to be interesting, and they're going to put the pressure on OKC to be able to come back in the series. But I mean, he's just out there doing everything. The effort's there. He played like 49, something crazy. Like 49 minutes or something he played. And, the effort's there, man. And I mean, shit, at this rate, we're looking at him possibly being in contention again for MVP next year. But, I mean, Wemby has arrived.
Yeah, man. I'll be one to admit that 3 years ago, when he played in his first summer league game, and it wasn't very good. He looked bad. He looked weak. I said, this kid ain't gonna make it in the NBA. And then I want to say like even the second or the third summer league game, he goes off. And it was like, I think ever since that game that he went off in the summer league, it never was like a look back for this kid. And he's like obviously got it now, like as far as the NBA game, because we all know that they say they train and they do things different overseas as far as like how they get prepared and how they really take the game of basketball. Going back to even the USA when they lost to Puerto Rico, and what's my man name played in the league, left-hand ball point guard Pepe Sanchez. He said that hey, NBA might have more talent, but like we got more basketball skills, like mind frame, like you know what I mean. So it's like sometimes the IQ could be high, for players like that, man. For him to transition it into today's game, along with the defense that he can play. This dude is like really. It was plays he was making game one. I was like, yo, this dude is like unstoppable. Like he's really unstoppable, man. He's 7'4", wingspan probably just as wide, and all you gotta do is throw the ball up to the rim. And then OKC, I don't know what kind of defensive mind frame they was in to put 6'4", 6'5" people on him. And then it was like when it was time to go get a bucket, just post up in the middle of the lane. We're gonna throw it up to the room. You go get it, and then you do whatever you want with it. And we see like y'all brought up the rivalry that he has with Chet, and it went back to when he was in like the Junior Olympics and he won MVP over him. And he was mad. He was about to rip his jersey off, and it was like the same thing when Shea got the MVP. He was like, okay, all right, y'all gonna give it to this boy and all the work I put in this year and where I brought, the Spurs from a year ago to where we are now. And I'm about to go ahead and if y'all ain't gonna, give me the award for what I did, I'm just gonna take down the MVP. You know what I mean? And try to really get at it. Like, and that's what he answered on the podium when he asked him, you know what I mean? Like, was Shea getting the MVP that like do something so you feel a little bit of that fire? And he was like, yeah, I think you said. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's on a mission, man. He wants to be the best. You can tell he wants to be the best. He playing with that chip on his shoulder. He getting, tired of the way they bullying him, you know what I mean? Because of his body size, he elbowing people in the neck, you know what I mean? He flooring cats. When they come into the lane, they're like, look, man, the young boy's making a stamp. He's definitely making a stamp to be one of those guys, man. And the Spurs to be as young as they are, you know what I mean? Even with the coaching staff they got, this is a group of young boys, man, that they could get it done, man. They could really get it done. And I mean, let's not take nothing away from them. They was missing on De'Aaron Fox. You know what I mean? They would play game one. I'm not sure if he suited up tonight, but they're not even full strength. But I like the Spurs team. I've been liking them for a while now. You know what I mean? Like if I was a voter, you know what I'm saying, on the MVP board, it would have went to Wemby. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a post that they said that Shea won the MVP in 2 years that he wasn't the best player. And I definitely will say that this year that Wemby was the best player, man. And young will focus, man. Even if OKC comes back, wins the series, you know what I'm saying, whatever, man, we definitely see, like Joel just said, Victor Wembanyama has arrived, man. And he ain't going nowhere.
Right. And the thing, too, remember, they made an exception for these games missed during the season. Remember, they changed that rule. They overchanged the rule for the games missed because SGA missed a lot of the games for them to be able to. If remember, it was him and Luka that got that exception.
No, I did not know that. I did not know they had lifted that. They changed. So Shea didn't play the amount of games that they regularly
So
said.
it was. I know it was. Hold on. It might have been Cade. I think it was Cade and Luka. I know there was like a few
because of the type of injury I guess they got or whatever.
Right. Yeah, they made an exception because of the games missed. But to your point, like Victor, he played more games than SGA. You know what I mean? Because he missed some time.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this dude is crazy because he's 22 years old, man, and he's just out there just bullying everybody, bro. So I mean, I know you guys would know because obviously we men here, but like. He's not even in his grown man strength like yet. You know what I mean? So he's 22 years old. Imagine him at 25, 26, just getting really. He gonna be a problem, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna be a problem. And I was one of them guys where he was just tall. He looked real lanky. He didn't look strong enough. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, but I mean, he's just out rebounding everybody. But now he's just got that physical presence and like that dog in him, man. That sometimes that's all it takes. I think he just realized, like, yo, I really could do this at this level. Like, give him another couple years, he gonna be unstoppable for real.
68 games is what he played. Yeah, he played 68 games, so he made it himself. But Cade was the one, like you said, that they went back into the rules and they go ahead and see if they can go ahead and make
him and Luka
things.
It was him and Luka. Yeah.
Right. So 100% right there. Yeah, Ty. Yeah, that rule is BS because all of a sudden they want to change it when they want somebody else to possibly go ahead and win it. Sean, good to see you, bro.
Yo.
Good to see you, man. And I'm sorry. Kane Digital is in the house as well. I forgot to do that earlier. Good to see you as well. So, all right, that's that. I mean, and you're right. If there's going to be a face in the league, remember we talked about this earlier. Like, all right, who's going to be the face of this league? No, Wemby looks like he's going to be that guy, and happy that we're seeing the early part of his career, but he's healthy though. You know what I mean? There's so many of these players that, young, and we think that they may be the next, or they going to be the ones that the league want to put all the pressure on their shoulders for them to go ahead and carry them for the next like 5-10 years. They always end up getting hurt and stuff like that. So, look at Ja Morant. If it wasn't for all the hurdles and everything, and plus his injuries, I mean, they was trying to make him the face of the league too. But we see kind of what happened with that ultimately. But it's good to see this young guy actually doing what he can right now and being hungry. So many of these guys don't seem like they want to be hungry, to be that guy, and he seems like he wants to be that guy. So there you go. I'm rooting for him. Never been a Spurs fan, but I'm definitely rooting for him, especially for the rest of this playoff run. Now, there's something that I wanted to show y'all and to show my guys here, just to get y'all input of what y'all guys think about this vid. Because after I watched it, it kind of made me feel a little bad, but I'm happy that it's being represented the way that it is. I know it makes no sense. Let me just go ahead and show y'all, and we just go ahead and just go from there. Y'all guys ready to see it?
Let's go.
Story of days and they can laugh, but this is bigger than triumph. This is for the warrior, this is for you and I. This is for euphoria, give me a peace of mind. God is recording this, won't you look in the sky? Tell him that you got the behavior of your neighbor, even with the...
So for the ones that don't know, that was about a minute or so long chopped up clip of the last part of the Nike reveal of Kobe's sneak, and it's a longer clip, and in the beginning of it you see how the young boy is fighting his way on the court to try to be better, and try to be as good as the ones that's there, and he's fighting, and he's losing, he's failing, and Kobe does say something to him later as he was walking by. Watch the video, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But it showed that he got bitten by the Mamba mentality, but the way that they did the AI, the AI visual of Kobe there, that made my heart happy. You know what I mean? That made me really feel good, and like make me like really miss having Kobe here, and what he could have actually brought to to everybody right now. You know what I mean? So that was good by Nike, man. That was really good by Nike that actually do that. And to have him look so good, man. Like that was such a really good image of Kobe still influencing even the young, especially in that vid. But I want to show y'all that. Y'all got some gun go.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy, y'all? I was in here earlier just watching TV, watching a whole bunch of things, watching movies, all that. And I was on YouTube, and it was like a little clip I seen, I guess because I was watching like some basketball clips. It had the top 10 like dirtiest fights in the NBA, or something like that, like something along those lines, where obviously fights happen on the court, disagreements or whatever. And one of the fights one day they had was when Smush Parker had the issue with Kobe because he didn't talk to him. And I was just laughing at it because it was just like, I don't know how I would feel if they said I was on the, or if I was on the team with a player that, like, I tried to say something to him and they was just like, yo, you ain't on my level, so you know what I mean? Like, you can't converse with me. Like, I'm not talking to you. Like, what? like, what you mean we play on the same team? We in the backcourt, we start together. Like, what do you mean we can't have a conversation? And it was just like, I'm like, yo, that mama mentality was crazy. It was crazy if that's the lines he was like holding. Like, look, you can't even, you know what I mean, sit at the table with me. So I'm definitely not going to have a conversation with you. But to see that commercial, man, see that John, made release of his sneaker and all that, man. It's just that just took me to the day, you know what I mean? Obviously when the news broke. And like I just couldn't believe it, you know what I mean, of course. And like I said, getting hearing that he was with his daughters, like, damn, that's even crazier. The confusion of, they said it was like Rick Fox on the plane. I mean, on the chop as well. And then he came out and said it wasn't him. I'm like, all right, well, then it ain't Kobe either. You know what I mean? But of course, when that was confirmed, definitely heartbreaking. Going too soon, man. You know what I mean? That commercial, man, it obviously sent some chills through me, you know what I mean? Like, just seeing that, man, the battles, obviously, that he's had with AI, man. You know what I mean? That era of basketball was crazy, man. Cole was one of them guys, man. Played with, obviously, another dominant guy, Shaquille O'Neal. They made history together. You know what I mean? One of the greats, man. Glad I was able to see him, you know what I mean, play. You know what I mean? I remember one, I played, this was my junior year of high school going into my senior year of high school. And it was a league that was in Germantown called Greater Philadelphia League. And every, like high school used to play in the league every summer. And, Parkway High, the school I went to, we was in it, you know what I mean? And we had played engineering science. And I was this school player named John Cox went to, that was his cousin. And we playing in, so they had some other good players too, you know what I mean? Like a guy named Will Chavis and a guy named Darian Chavis was on the team, brothers. They could go. So we playing against them and they're good as well, but John Cox didn't make it. Like, he just wasn't at the beginning of the game. So we played the first half and, it's halftime. Next thing you know, we see John Cox running in, and we see this other guy named Auburn Brown. He was like a center for them. So they come running in late. It's halftime. They go running in, you know what I mean? They like take off their little warm-ups, you know what I mean? So they about to hoop. And like 2 minutes later, in walks Kobe Bean Bryant. So like, hey, Kobe in the building. Like, we all start like hooping or trying to act like we was going to play to get in the NBA. Like, he wasn't going, you know what I mean, like draft us or anything, you know what I mean, that night. So, but you know what I mean, like I said, he was in the building, came to the game, obviously to see his cousin play. Another little point of the story, we was actually beating him at halftime. But when John Cox came to play, he actually scored 27 in the second half, and they smoked us. But you know what I mean. But yeah, man, being one of them guys, man. Like I said, going too soon, man. That's a dope commercial, man. I'm glad they made that.
Yeah, me too. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, no, that Jones fire, man. Just like you guys said, man. Just where it takes me back to that time, but it's just something that came up, during this season where when they announced SGA being the MVP, the last U.S. player to win that award was actually James Harden. So ever since then, it's been somebody overseas or somebody from a different country. So it just goes back to, that Mamba mentality and like who, from the U.S. that's playing in the NBA can take it to that level that he was able to take it to, and to the point where, like, man, he just had a whole different mindset for everything, man. And some of these guys just don't get it, man. And some of these guys from overseas, they just seem to want it more, and like for whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But listen, man, dope commercial, man. Like I got one pair of Kobe's, bro, and I hate wearing them because I don't want to get them messed up. So I just keep them in the box. But every now and then I gotta bring them out that box and just rock them. But definitely a player that was gone too soon. And the crazy part was, man, I wish he did stick around for the WNBA sake, because he was already making strides and doing things to implement and, you know, put himself in a position to help that league out. And, you know, they finally got it together now, but I think they would have been even further along. So shout out to Kobe, man.
Yeah, Kobe was really was one of the first ambassadors that they had. You can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me? I'm pretty sure everybody else can. I worry about you right now.
I don't know. I hear you, bro.
Gino back in the building with Joel. But no, it's just it just go to show you know, like him being that ambassador that he was for the WNBA. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with Bird Gang about, if he was still around right now, what would the WNBA would actually look like right now? It's a good question. Real good question. And yeah, it's like I remember hearing stories about like when it was over and it was over at the Olympics, and it was the WNBA players, or at that time the women's basketball league or the women's basketball team for the US team that was right there with them. The whole time. Always with Kobe, always trying to go to practice with Kobe, always trying to get advice from Kobe. So he really did take them under his wing. So yeah, it's he would major. Can you hear me now, bro?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Let me switch y'all back. So bam. So yeah, so I definitely agree. Oh, just in case too, our Instagram family apologized so much. Ended up being Instagram actually crashed for us, but I managed to go ahead and put everything back on. So if y'all fell off, I apologize, but it's good to see y'all guys back on board for the conversation. So that's our NBA talk. Now we got to talk about this another individual that I wonder why he keeps coming up in conversation. Why would that man just retire? Why would that man just retire, man? Like, it can't be the money. You know what I mean? It's just retire, bro. Like, it's all right. It's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be okay. Now, the league will continue without you, bro. And I promise you. Now, everything will be okay. But, so, he just officially announced to everyone that he's officially back for his 85th season. What? It's like his 21st. I want to say it's like his 21st season. He's back officially, signed with the Steelers for his last season. He just announced this is his absolute last season playing football, and then he's going to ride out into the sunset until he decides not to. You cannot tell me that he is not his predecessor's like mentee, because Brett Favre didn't know when the heck to retire either. And and now is this guy.
Put Tyre's comment up. Oh man.
Yeah.
So I know
yes,
little Miriam. You know little Miriam.
Yes, Pittsburgh.
Significant other is a Pittsburgh fan. So
right.
Soon as he signed, I said, "Congratulations, welcome to Cancun." He was like, "Bro, I'm so pissed right now." I was like, it's messed up because I'm like, yo, if this was the Eagles and they're trying to like trot old ass Aaron Rodgers out there with a walker, like they're coming out of the NovaCare complex over to the link and shit. And it's like, yo, like how can you just like, yo, you just better off running it with a rookie quarterback or whatever, man. It's just like, yo, you're gonna win some games, obviously, but it's like for what, bro? There's no chance in hell. Like, it's no, like absolutely not. He first off, he has to even stay healthy during the season, and then even if he makes it to the season, like once the playoff starts and you playing these guys, man, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, man, it's wild that they're trotting this guy out. Him and Mike McCarthy reunion now over in Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens.
Terrible.
Listen, you started off by asking, like why? Why coming back, right? And shit, if you can get a team to get somebody, $25 million, that's why. You know what I mean? Like for real. It ain't to, come win some football games to try to add, you know what I mean? It ain't to add to the championships or anything like that for them to win because he didn't get it done, last season. So, like I said, man, he's holding on too long, man. He should have retired over a year ago. It was like once he blew at Achilles, man, that was pretty much it. Aaron Rodgers that obviously we used to know is definitely gone. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's coming through for a check. That's it. You know what I mean? Ain't no discount, double checks, nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least that's going to make, any stamps on the game. But, hey, man, if you can go ahead and get that contract, man, go ahead and get it. You know what I mean? But as far as him, doing anything for that Steelers organization, man, as far as, taking them to the next level,
Bro, I would have rather had Joe Flacco. Yo, just get him out there on a cheaper deal. It would have been the same amount of wins, I guarantee you.
All right, I had to look it up just in case. 1 year, $15.01 million is what he signed for officially for this upcoming year. $15 million for 1 year.
Listen, man, I don't get it.
Why? Like, move on, man. Move on.
I really don't know what he has to prove. Like, I mean, he's getting all right. If it's a money thing, he's doing the money grab thing. That's the only thing that makes sense. You can't possibly think you're gonna win a Super Bowl. And it's like, bro, like at this time, like I was an Aaron Rodgers fan, but now you're just being annoying because it's not like you're a Tom Brady, like you went to Tampa and was able to win another one and stuff like that. But it looks bad. Is it just a bad look?
That is a really good question too, Ty. Yeah, because literally it says $15.01 million. What is that 0.01? Like, that's a really good question. Don't know, but in that and yes, we could definitely tell he does like the attention. But I'm saying he's just like Brett Favre. They like that attention. They want to be around forever. And here's the thing, right? Just like you said, Bird Gang, he's there. He wants to win, supposedly. Well, he's there for, like, what is there left for him to win? It wasn't like you said, Tom Brady. Tom Brady he left New England, went to Tampa when he was still able to win. Won him a championship, and the first year he could not do it. He said, "It's my time to retire. I'm out of here." And that was it. Tom Brady stage left, and that was it. This dude said, "Nah, I still got it." Failed. "Nah, I still got it." Failed. Went to another team. "Nah, I still got it." Failed. And held them hostage. If Pittsburgh didn't hold on to the hope of Aaron Rodgers for the last 2 seasons, do you think Tomlin would actually still be there? Good question, right?
It was time. It was time. It's just the thing with the whole Aaron Rodgers thing is just like, all right, you got Aaron Rodgers. Don't get me wrong, he is going to win them a few more games than they would, but it's like, I'd rather just take a young quarterback, lose a few more games, get better draft picks and stuff like that. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice. I don't see any benefit in you having Aaron Rodgers there, like, whatsoever in Pittsburgh. There's no, like, you would have a hard time convincing me, like what? Do you think he's going to bring fans to the seats? Like, I don't think so. Like, I've reached out to a Steelers fan. He's pissed off that they signed him. You know what I mean? So there's just no good benefit or anything like positive coming out of, Pittsburgh as far as like signing Aaron Rodgers. Like, yo, you can't say, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl now. There's no way.
And I know for sure what Pittsburgh is saying, let's reunite their old coach with his old quarterback and let magic happen. Now, granted, the wide receiver core is pretty tight. Having Pittman as well as Metcalf, they're nice. Good wide receiver crew, decent running back. I mean, they can probably make some noise if everything clicks. But the question is, will it really click? Or is it even worth it because you're literally delaying the future from that team? Appreciate that, Ty. So, anyway, I mean, we'll see if maybe Pittman was the missing piece that Aaron Rodgers need next to Metcalf. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, says that. Let me go ahead and drop this dude's face off of our daggone screen. I'm sick of him already. The season didn't even start. They didn't even have OTAs yet, or like all season OTAs or anything. And he's already
show up to that. He's gonna show up like when he feels like he wants to. Like the same thing that happened last year. He didn't show up to the very end when he needed to. That's the whole other thing. It's like, even from that standpoint of, hey, we got a veteran quarterback to step in and show any type of leadership. He ain't trying to do all that. He's going to show up when he wants, and it's just wild.
So, speaking of showing up, right, here's my question. Like, truly. Do you think Jalen Hurts actually went to his you think Jalen Hurts went to his wedding? I mean, I don't know.
Bro, can you take him off my screen right now, bro? This looks very bad, bro.
No problem. Give me a second.
Oh, my God, bro.
I'll go ahead and put it like that.
Put yourself in the middle, bro. How about that? Oh,
man, you want no connection with this man. All right, we got it. All right, no problem. I got you. So, okay. Now, Bird Gang, I know you have some you wanted to kind of discuss a little bit what was going on with this AJ Brown thing. What did you want to go ahead and at least talk about besides the stupid wedding thing that he, Jalen didn't go to the wedding and people making a big deal out of that? Like, cares? I don't even care anymore. But go ahead, Bird Gang. What you gotta say?
Nah, man. I mean, right in NFL circles, there's rumors that the Jags are a team that's possibly going to be on in talks with the Eagles, is possibly doing a trade. And in addition, like the latest, as soon as the day came out as well, that KC, with the news of Rice, their receiver, having to do 30 days in and constantly being in and out of trouble with the law, that they're possibly going to revisit the wide receiver position, and they might be a team. So you're looking at possibly the New England Patriots. You're looking at the Jags and also KC, possibly teams that could run up the price, and also the Rams. Just like Tyre said, they were a team that actually, they said that they pretty much had a deal on the table going back before draft, and talks fell through overnight, and then that kind of went by the wayside. But that's also another team to watch. But those three teams just came up as being the new teams that could possibly drop that price. And the targeted date is looking at June 2nd. That's when he's going to be able to be traded, where the significant cap hit will be a lot less for the Eagles to make that decision and make the trade.
Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, there's no secret, man, that, you know what I mean? Obviously, league sources, people close to the team, has said, for the last year that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown hasn't been as cool as they once were. You know what I mean? That's like nothing that I think nobody doesn't know about them. So even if it was that Jalen Hurts wasn't, at the wedding, it's probably rightfully so that why he wasn't invited, because they're not, like as cool as they once were. And that's why it seems like he really wants out. You know what I'm saying? More than anything. It ain't like the organization, has did anything to him. It ain't like the fans treat him, any kind of way. He just, made it a thing, started complaining about stats, and then, next thing you know, you get yourself up out of here that way. I'm not sure what they went through, but obviously it's just clear that, these people aren't, as like I said, as cool as they once were. Now, as far as the trade goes, of course, we know that, like I said, it has to be right on the wall, that he's definitely out there. They're just going to have to work and take the best deal, obviously, that comes forward. That makes sense, for the team. And it's just, like people like Tyson, you can't wait to June 2nd just to, obviously, get it over with, all the speculations. Everybody said this, everybody saying that. We really don't know what's going on, because none of us works in the front office of that organization. But what I do want to ask you two gentlemen, something that I heard on the radio, given that, they obviously want to trade, that it's a possibility that they may trade A.J. Brown. How do y'all feel, and I'll ask you first, Larry, how do you feel about A.J. Brown, like, after this? Like, once he leaves the Eagles, what do you have a feeling, or do you have like how do you want him to, I guess, do after he leaves this organization?
Okay, so do you want me to answer this question as the Eagles fan, or you want me to answer the question as like a fan of the sport?
Answer the question generally, like, how do you?
Okay. As a Eagles fan, I want him to fail in everything in life except for life itself. His football life, I want him to do anything good from now on. Let him only get like 800 yards per year. I don't want to see him successful ever. So for the rest of his life, he can say, like, man, if I would stay to Philadelphia, I may have actually had a whole better career, and I probably would have been a Hall of Famer. But as a fan of the sport, and I know, Ty, I know. But as yo, sure, appreciate you. But in actuality, like, I'm going to have respect for A.J. Brown, personally, because what he brought to the team and what he provided for that second Super Bowl to actually be in Philly. So I'm always going to have respect for him, but he's no longer going to be an Eagle, so therefore I'm not going to, I don't want to wish the best for him. I just, let him go ahead and be a Hall of Famer, and he's going to retire as an Eagle. That's what's going to happen anyway. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bergen.
Nah, I mean, I could care less, honestly. Like, I mean, I'm gonna go right to the point. Like, not to be like that. Like, I think he, obviously, like, I'm thankful for what he did for the Eagles and all that stuff. But I mean, I'm more curious to see, like, the difference in the new team that he's gonna be on. Like, to see if there's any type of, like, huge leap in stats or whatever he's expecting, because it's just weird that he wants to leave the situation. Like, I mean, like, we won a Super Bowl, all that.
I think it's bigger than it's something. Like I said, we don't know what happened. It's really crazy. Like,
Like you think it's something like on a personal level?
Yeah,
like,
it has
that
to be.
Doesn't have
Man.
to deal with football.
It doesn't have to do with football. It just can't be, because if you're talking about stats, the most yards he had in Tennessee was 1,075 yards,
Right.
and he had almost
and
2.
he's averaged that since.
And then his first 2 seasons here, he almost had 1,500 yards. And so it's not stats. It's not stats, yo, because he was getting that. He was getting that.
I don't know why. I just really don't know why. Like he wants out so bad. Like I mean, like there's only a few other teams that one could argue like, yo, like maybe I want to go play for this team or that team to put me in a better position. But it's like, bro, like I think like contract wise, all that stuff, like you're in a pretty good situation. But I mean, like I said, I'm more like looking forward to that, to seeing like what's going to be the difference on a different team. But as far as him as a player, like, man, he's a dominant player. Like, I ain't even taking nothing away from his talent, his abilities, or anything like that. You know what I mean? But like, yo, when they suit up and he's across the other on the other side of the field, like I could care less.
Yo, I see she had now. I don't know. We don't know if he wants out, because obviously he never publicly came out and say that he wants out. But them flooding that wide receiver room is saying something. That's you know what I mean. They just not. I don't think they being messy about it. You know what I mean? Like he got to be saying something. Like
right.
I don't know. It's just too much of like wide receiver things going on in there for nothing not to be going on.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly there was a rumor that was out there, and I think now it's Arpatulo that that actually put all this information out. But supposedly last season, by like week 3, he was talking like, yo, I want to be traded. I want to get out of here. Yeah. So like he said, like we truly
it really did start last year when he was reading the books on the sideline, doing all that stuff. Like back then.
He did that during the Super Bowl year.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 years ago.
Right.
Like, and then now this year that just passed, like he's kind of along the same lines.
Yeah,
but
so
I don't know, man. Like, listen, man, these wide receivers are just weird, bro. Like, divas, they hold the ultimate title of being divas for a reason.
Like I said, man, they pretty much like the
someone think it's something deeper.
No, I'm just saying, no. I'm saying they're the only position on the field that don't touch the football, like, you know what I mean, unless it gets thrown to them. You know what I mean? Like, a running back gonna get the rock because they're gonna run the ball, sometimes. You know what I mean? Like more than none. And then if it's offensive linemen, they probably feel like they engaged because they, blocking the like wide receivers feel isolated. And they feel as though they are probably the only person they think they open every time. They make a move. And they beating corner. The corners talking shit to them too. I'm shutting you down. They ain't throwing it your way. So a lot of stuff on the football field for wide receivers, this is why I think they act like that. You know what I mean? Because like they don't really involve unless they touching the rock.
Right.
So
Ty would become a fan if he was on the sideline reading her book. And she was like, yeah. Yo, that book sold so many copies after he did that shit.
Family.
Amazon sold out. They couldn't even keep it in stock, man. We need him to get the read Ty's book on the sideline on his way out. he can read that junk.
Expand your horizon.
Yep.
Ty Moore. No. It may be
she couldn't type fast enough. All she put was A.
The only problem is, I mean, granted, a sell is a sell, but these days now, how the Philadelphia fans feel, they may buy the book if he announces it just so they could burn it and throw it at him. So, but a sell is a sell. A sell is a sell.
With that matter, as long as
transaction is a transaction.
Sell is a sell.
So what? Do whatever you like.
No, just it is what it is. It is what it is. So hopefully, in the next, we have like a week and a half now before we get to actually see what's going on. And
12 days, bro.
And you're right, Tone. There's, it's too much, it's too much wood in the fire pit in order for you to think that it's not going to be catching on fire soon. You know what I mean? It's too much evidence showing that that's what's going down.
Like I think we said it last week, or I think Ty even said it. Like And if he don't go the way, he really gonna be complaining about not getting the football. He got 9,000 wide receivers. Like, so he gonna be mad again next year. So it's like
Big
you don't
facts.
trade him, you're in trouble again.
Yo,
Yeah.
but the crazy part too, one of the receivers they picked up is like his legit best friend.
Best friend.
Right.
So I think they did that out of spite. Hey, you want to leave? That's cool. We gonna sign your homie and shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you see he was crying. Yeah.
Yeah, he like, oh, welcome to Philadelphia. Oh shit,
Right.
they done brought my homie over here. That's
Right.
crazy.
But somebody was saying that's why they even think well, that's why they're not gonna trade him because they brought him there. So I was like, I don't know about that.
And it's funny because that's his best friend, right? But I ain't seen no pictures of him at his wedding. So maybe so maybe they told him, like, you want to go ahead and sign with the Eagles, I'm leaving, you're not part of my wedding either. So that's all. This media is crazy.
Big Dom wasn't there either. Big Dom wasn't there.
No, I didn't see him. I definitely
That was
didn't
another
see
thing they were saying. They was like, well, if he leaving, that's why he probably didn't invite none of them motherfuckers to the wedding.
So it was a report that was out there, right? That said there was no current Eagles out there at all, right? So it was no current Eagles, but somebody snuck out pictures, like a couple shots of the wedding party, but then they shooting at the wedding party, they saw a shot that had Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hunt right there in the back. So it's like, oh, except for them. You don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just want to start something, man. Like there's no pictures out there. You're right, Tyre. There is no photos of the guests at all. They kept that thing 100% secret. They kept that thing to themselves. And that's it. They just want to make a story out of absolute nothing, which is, I find so funny. Because what if actually get out and say, and like Jalen was actually there? What if Jalen was there and it's just like, oh wow, we really read that wrong? Yeah, losers, man. This make no sense. Man, like I said, but his best friend wasn't there, right? His best friend's there because he's the Eagle. His best friend wasn't there. Make no sense. Whatever, man. I'm just sick of this drama, and let this thing be over with, man. Let this thing be over. I'm sick of it. Safe. Saying people have to want Jalen. Yeah. Ever since that that FaceTime message when he got traded, it was, let's do it then. And they just laughing with each other and stuff like that. They didn't want them to have any kind of good connection from the very beginning. 2 Super Bowls later, win one. Now they definitely want to separate the team. So anyway, it is what it is. But before we get ready to shut this thing down, any last words that y'all guys have?
56-47. OKC is up right now. So about 3 minutes left into the second half. So that's where we at.
And just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 things real quick. One, pow. The other one, Padal. All right. To everyone that's listening and everyone under the sound of my voice and everyone that's watching this right now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Do all those things. Well, more like follow us on Instagram. So on IG, follow us and share it, please. And on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's how we get the algorithms to work with us so we can reach more folks just like y'all that's go ahead and talk some sports together as fans together. But over in that corner, you see that little QR code that's up there. That QR code up there is for our pop-up shop. On there, you'll see none but GNT gear that's perfect for this summer. If you like those baseball jerseys, if you like those mugs, if you like those tank tops for the ladies and tank tops for the gentlemen, any of those things, we got them for you right there on that pop-up shop. Check out the QR code. Shoot it right there, and I promise you, everything will be sent out to you. And out of someone that just made a purchase just last week, I got the report saying that the shirt was actually way better than what he thought it was going to be. So trust me, it will all be 100% worth it for y'all. So QR code right there. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all. So it's about that time to shut them down. Bird Gang.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in on another episode of GNT Sports Talk. Just like Larry said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out the pop-up shop QR code on the top. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Bird Gang, check it out.
Yeah, man. Like everybody said, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of GNT Sports Talk, man. You can catch us every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30, but nonetheless, we'll be here, man. So thank y'all for tuning in to another great show, man. Shouts out to you guys for all the topics that you brought up. Thank y'all for tapping in, man, all the comments that's pouring in on IG and on YouTube, man. We thank y'all. Definitely smash that subscribe button, man. Like I said, tap in next week, 8 o'clock, man. Did y'all see the name? Y'all know what time it is. Laugh the pain away. I'm the promoter. We got a show next week, May 3rd, next Saturday. Y'all better be there, man. The ticket link is in my bio, so please follow me. Smash that link, man. And I'll see you at the show, man. We got the poet Matt Capone coming down there. We got comedian Ray Diva and Philly's own Southside Jew, man. So like I said, follow me on IG. Tap that button. The show's hosted by my guy, Ken Jones. The next one up for Philly, man. We doing big things, man. We at the World Cafe Live, 3025 Walnut Street. We doing big things, man. The promoter, Laugh the Pain Away, GNT Sports Talk, man. Let's get it.
Bird Gang, I don't know where you at, but it's there you go. Hey, to all my peoples that's out there. We appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for all the commitment that y'all guys give us every single week. And look, and we understand that like after this NBA season shut down, it's going to be nothing but like kind of like baseball and only baseball. So we'll tell y'all guys what's in store when it comes to our schedule.
I think that's when we're going to ramp up, you know what I'm saying, the interviewing part of it. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of guests. You know what I'm saying? So be expecting DMs, you know what I'm saying, when we reaching out for these interviews, man. So let's transition into that.
And we're also going to start talking trash to a lot of these other fan bases because, yeah, I'm an Eagles fan. I don't like any of the rest of y'all. So with that being said, look, God bless every single one of y'all. What did you say? It's not for me to hey, look, we're going to make it happen. We're going to absolutely make it happen. Trust me, because it's time for us to go ahead and start talking some stuff because it's going to be our time of the year as well for us to start ramping up into the next phase of the next portion of GNT, and that will all make sense real soon. But for everyone that's out there, God bless every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, the GNT crew is out. Be safe. Peace.